So I'm out here at a job today in Tarrant Point for a business customer. They've got fibre to the curb. Now they've been having a problem on this service for 10 years. 10 years. So when they had ADSL, they were constantly having problems with ADSL, and they said nothing's changed since they go over to NBN. They said every time it rains, they get dropouts, no internet, won't connect for days. And the NBN techs have come out and they always say there's no problem on their end. It's got to be something internally. Now, I'll show you at their MDF in a second, but basically this is the pit directly at the front of the property. Okay, so there's nothing, there's no breaks in the cable from here to the MDF. So you can see here, this can, those two cables going in there, the one on the right hand side, the black one, that is a 20 pair cable, and that's going straight up to his MDF. Now this is a fibre to the curb service. That second cable, you can see there, it's going down and feeding into the duct, which goes up to a pit, the next pit up where there's a pillar. Now I'm going to take you up and show you this next pit, show you the cans in there, and you can see straight away why this guy's having problems. It's a fucking disaster. Right, so this is the next pit up. That's the pillar right there. Now you can see these cans, they're fully opened. There's another one down in there, fully open. So every time it rains, he's having problems on this. Look at this. Can full of fucking water, right? So, look at all these DPUs. They're just fucking chucked in there, nothing's hanging up. It's just an absolute fucking mess. Now they've used that old cable, right? The old cable to come down here. Now when you do this, and as I've demonstrated on videos before, you need to run a brand new cable from the old pit to here, not jump on an old cable that's probably been in here for 50, 60 years and then expect, you know, new technology to work on that properly. By looking at these joints here, they look like they're paper insulated cables, right? So they're not even gel filled cables. So they've got the lids off these things. They're going to fill up with water. The cables are just going to suck the moisture directly up inside them, and you're going to have short circuits, open circuits, all sorts of problems on that. Now, this is not for me to fix. This is a network issue, but I'm doing this video today and opened these pits up because, you know, this has been going on for 10 years. How many techs out here?
A dozen.
He's had a dozen techs out here at least, he reckons. So we want this to end today. So you can see the state of it. Look at that. Just lids off, one down there. As soon as, in the amount of rain we've had lately, I'm not surprised. Look at that, up in here, just DPUs just all stacked on top of each other. You know, it's an absolute mess. So, there's your ISP. Who's your internet service provider?
It's Aussie.
Oh, it's Aussie. So Aussie, you're going to need to contract an NBN tech to come out here. They need to run right from that can up there where the leading cable is. They're going to need to run a new 5 pair or a 2 pair or even a brand new 10 pair down to here to connect into these DPUs. These DPUs all need to be hung, right? They're not, they're just lying in there like that, you know? So it's an absolute disgrace. From that first pit that I showed you, actually a 10 pair, but that 10 pair is coming directly to here, right? And then on the A side here, it's not even connected to anything internal. They've just put a socket on it, right? And then that's just got a cable running directly over here to his FTTC connection device, right? And then from there, that patches out of this and it goes up to their, upstairs into their office where they've got their network switch and their routers and everything like that. So you can see NBN's been out here 2020, right? And they said everything's okay to hear. Well, it's fucking not okay to hear. So yeah. So this is basically 100% a network issue, and yeah, NBN, you need to get out here and sort this out, because I would say that this is not the only customer affected by this. So I've just been on the phone to Aussie Broadband, and explaining to them what I just showed you guys out in the street. Now, they just ran a test and they said that they can't see any problem on their end, so they can't log a fault with NBN. Right, so what they've just said to me was that it was sort of semi-convoluted, because they're saying he's currently now running off 4G, because, you know, they need to get phone calls, it's all a VoIP system, they need to get their emails, and, you know, basically they're running their business online. So they said, well, connect him back up to NBN, and then when it faults again, they have to go to the My Aussie app, do a fault test on the My Aussie app. That would show it, get logged onto their onto their profile some sort. But that's just, you know, it's pretty stupid, because they need to, you know, run the business smoothly over internet, and, you know, you might miss phone calls and all that type of stuff. So he sort of agreed that that wasn't probably the best way to go. He said he was going to go get a level 2 technician for me to talk to, but I basically spent, you know, half an hour on wait, and then so I just ended up having to go. So yeah, just to recap, as you can see, it's basically connected directly to the lead-in cable here, that socket. Then that's running straight over to the FTTC connection device. That cable there is running out to the pit at the front, and then it's picking up, they've piggybacked off like an old cable, running up to the DPUs in the 2-lid manhole there. Now, I'm pretty sure we've done a video about this before that got somebody in a little bit of trouble, and you are supposed to run a lead-in a brand new cable from that pit up to where the manhole one was, and not piggyback off any old network cables. So yeah, that's it for today. And Aussie, this one here, going to need to reimburse this customer the cost of our call out, because the last 2 guys he said that came out here both said that the problem was internal. They just went and got a check to that. He said they didn't check, you know, basically check anything. They just logged up, got a test. The test is obviously good, but it's happening whenever it rains. So I'm just, you know, you've seen the state of those pits. They're just getting full of water, and that would be the end of it. All right.